The game of football is gonna be on anytime from now. Liverpool is hosted by Man United at Old Trafford. A lot is at stake for Liverpool. They drop points, either 2 or 3. It's like they're gonna hate to give Arsenal a chance to be on top of the Premier League table until we play the next game over next weekend as Arsenal plays against Aston Villa. Welcome to the United Matters chat. How are you guys? I hope you guys will be having fun. It's really one of the hugest games that you'll ever want to help. You will ever want to watch. These two teams are going to play themselves 141 times. Man United is going to win like 68 times. Liverpool has won like 48 times, I think. So United has always gone ahead to edge Liverpool in these fixtures. And at the stadium, Jurgen Klopp has gone ahead to play at the stadium in the last years, Jurgen Klopp has only gone ahead to win twice at the Old Trafford. It shows you how hard it has turned out to be a fortress for him. So let's see close to very many likes, smashing this video, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And let's just hit into what we call the starting 11s that these both managers have gone ahead to obviously name. You can as well go into the live chat and really tell me exactly what your thoughts are about this game of football by engaging yourself into what we call the match day live prediction. And the poll is already put there. It's all about you to come out and really tell us exactly what your thoughts are about this. So smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. The starting 11 of Man United has Onana, Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, Rasmus Højlund, Garnacho, Casemiro, Diego Dallo, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Kobe Mainoo, Kambwala. That is the starting 11 for the club of Man United. Then the bench has Bendayer, Amaz, the 17-year-old left back. Then Oguneye, he's also a defender on the bench. Then Amad Diallo coming in through to play into this game of football. Amrabat, Eriksson, Fosun, Omari, Mason Mount, and Anthony. That is the starting 11 for the club of Man United. That is it. Then Liverpool has Kahela, Endo, Diaz, Sobaslai, Nunes, McAllister, Salah, Robertson, Quanch, and Bradley. I don't know why the manager has chosen to really bench Konate in such a big game of the season. Then the substitutes: Adrian, Gomez, Konate, Jones, Gakpo, Elliott, Smiskas, Gravenberch, and Dans. So that is the bench of Liverpool, and here we come to see to it that we watch one of the biggest games in here of the season. So after that starting 11, let's obviously get into how these two teams are really gonna line up. And the system of Man United is always the same. 4-2-3-1 is what Man United really does best. And Onana is in between the stitches, and he was speaking to the media yesterday. He came out and confirmed to us that he's meant to play big games. That's what Andre Onana went ahead to tell us, that for him, he's meant to play big games, and he just can't wait to obviously come on and really take on Liverpool in a very, very better way possible. And we wait to see how he obviously puts himself to the sword as a goalkeeper to do the needful. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, right back. But they can as well change. I don't know who's going to play as a right back or a left back, but all I know is that Bissaka might be played as a left back, because the last time he played as a left back, he went ahead to close down Mohamed Salah very well. But whoever plays where, I think they can do the job. So Dallo really went ahead to make a very huge mistake when you're playing against Chelsea, and he found himself in a position of really losing out himself and caused the penalty that costed United 3 points. Now, Harry Maguire on the right side of the central defense as Willy Kambwala comes in through to play on the left side of the central defense. 19-year-old French player that comes in through to play into that area. He has the height. He has all the attributes of a defender to help him really win huge. But I tell you one thing, this is a big game of a big magnitude, and it's the hugest test for him ever. Kambwala has a very good chance to obviously launch himself into the central defense for the club of Man United if at all he performs very well in this game. And if he performs very well in this game, he's not going to be dropped by the manager. I've gone here to see this manager showing his trust in the young players. I tell you, if Kambwala puts in a very good shift, he's going to be one of those players to start when you're playing against Bournemouth, meaning that he would have gone ahead to buy himself more time into that central defense of Man United. Ten Hag has shown us that every time he brings in a youngster, gives him a chance, the youngster goes ahead to perform very well, then that youngster finds himself in a better position to obviously keep his position. Look at Garnacho, look at Kobbie Mainoo, look at Kambwala. He's now the man to look at. If he really does all what he has to do right, nothing is really gonna stop him from obviously staying into that starting 11 for the club of Man United. And I know he's really gonna have a very good game. When he made his debut against West Ham in that game where we lost by 2-0, none of those goals could be blamed onto the central defenders, and that's how huge he is. Even when he came in through to play against Chelsea, he had a very good goal, and he was playing away from home against Man City. He had a very good goal, and I think those minutes are really enough for him to obviously get launched into a game of this magnitude. And good enough, it's at Old Trafford. He's not going to be playing in a hostile environment, because when you're playing in a hostile environment, like you're playing at Anfield, it's different. He's a youngster and would have gone ahead to face it rough. But I tell you, right now, Man United is playing at Old Trafford. That gives him a very huge belief that he can make things happen. So that is Kambwala for you. And in the double pivot, it's Casemiro and Kobbie Mainoo. I think Casemiro now has all what it takes to play 90 minutes, because in the game of Chelsea, he couldn't obviously play those minutes as he had already gone ahead. He had just gone ahead return from injury, and the manager looks like got him off because he knew exactly what would have gone ahead to happen. And I've gone ahead to see people say, why did Ten Hag cross the bridge before he reached it? Now, Ten Hag really had everything to do that, because he is really having a very injured squad, and he wouldn't like to lose more players in the remaining crucial games of the season. So it's not the substitute of Casemiro that led to us concede the equalizer. It is Diogo Dalot who failed to really do the right job he was supposed to be doing. Then Kobbie Mainoo, obviously exquisite. We told you, I brought you a story after the game of United knocking out Liverpool in the FA Cup that ended 4-3. A story was reported that the coaching team of Liverpool was really amazed and imagining how good Kobbie Mainoo was into that game, and he comes back at Old Trafford to show again his class to everyone who really doubts him, and he might be one of the players to decide who is really gonna win this game. He's gonna be a very huge decider in this game. That is Kobbie Mainoo for you. So Kobbie Mainoo is really a standard player and very efficient. His quality is really undoubted. Bruno Fernandes playing ahead of them in the number 10 position as a central attacking midfielder. And for me, as I come in here, I think Bruno has to do something simple. Let him really compose himself better, because every time he composes himself, we can score goals. And let him not first think about shooting. Let him first think about really getting this ball to the people that really want it, and really people that are really running for the ball and really making runs ahead of him. Let him release the forwards fast, but every time he gets the ball, he tries to really try to shoot and go in for Hollywood passes, things that I don't really like about him. Garnacho playing as a right forward, and I think, again, We haven't lost a game when Garnacho, Højlund, and Rashford have gone ahead to start. In the game of Chelsea, we lost it, but they never started, you know. So, Garnacho is playing as a right forward. He's really going to give them some hard time because I know how good he is. And every time he plays as a right forward, he's really great and he is really doing great. Antony is going to have to be benched because the manager believes he can do a better job coming off the bench. Marcus Rashford coming in through in the starting 11 for the club of Man United to do the job. And Rashford has to prove me wrong. I think he shouldn't have gone ahead to start. But the manager has given him a go to obviously prove to us that he is really a player that needs obviously come out and really do the needful. In the game of Chelsea, he was a pedestrian in the park. You saw everything he did. He couldn't run. He was really having a very bad day off. And I was like, what's wrong with this lad? You know, I was like, dude, can you really find another place for you to be? Because a person who is a born and bred of Manchester, supports Man United, has gone ahead to pass through all the rankings of the academy. How can you come out and not put out your body on the line for the club of Man United? That was really very bad of the player. Rasmus Højlund is leading the line. He has taken close to 4 or 5 games without scoring a goal, and I think today might be the day for him to really get back to his goal scoring ways. When you look at that starting 11, only 2 changes are going to have to be made by the manager: Kambuala and Marcus Rashford. Antony and Varane are out of the team, and the manager's going to hate obviously getting that starting 11. I think it can get us something, provided we see to it that Rashford and Garnacho really track back to the 18-yard box area. That is it. The problem we're always going to have is Man United, these people, down tools. Bruno Fernandes, they're attacking us, and you are standing here, yet an opponent is in the box. Drop into the box and try to fight for the club. You know, why would you think about attack or attacking when we are being attacked? That's the problem I'm having with players like Bruno Fernandes. The last goal, the equalizer we consider against Brentford, is the same like the first goal we consider against Chelsea. So those are things that you should stop at Man United. We shouldn't be conceding the same fashion. You know, that shows that we are not really learning from our mistakes. And I know these videos are being shown to them after the game by the video analyst of Man United. But why do we continue to concede the same number of goals? Now, the manager has gone ahead to obviously go ahead and really said of Liverpool, Cahill in goal, no Alisson Becker. Then that gives us a very good chance, by the way, to obviously get something special about them, because I think we can really cause havoc and really beat them. You know, Cahill can gift us goals. Then Bradley, right back, Marcus Rashford, this is your time. This Bradley guy is young, and it's high time you went ahead to really sit this young boy down and tell him, please, this is Marcus Rashford, who can really score many goals, and I'm really here known to really give you a win. I'm here to annihilate you, like I did to Trent Alexander-Arnold as he launched his career for Liverpool at Old Trafford, and we are not going to really give you an easy goal. So I think that should be the way. I think that should be the way that Rashford should obviously come in through and really treat this lad young, and I think he can really take him to the best. I thought that Gomez was going to start, but the manager is going to have to go in for Bradley. I know he's good going forward, good defensively, but it depends on who attacks him. Robertson left back, facing Garnacho, and I think Garnacho is really gonna go ahead and really do the needful and really put us to the levels of killing off these kind of games. Virgil van Dijk and Quanch in the central defense. I thought it's going to be Konate and Virgil van Dijk, but Quanch was going to have to be given a very good go to do the needful. Looks like the manager is playing Konate reservingly because he knows to it that he has a game in the midweek, but I think this one is very important. And Quanch has proven to us that he's a very good defender, but at Old Trafford, he might face it rough. Endo returns in that midfield alongside McAllister and Sobasilai. That is the midfield three of Liverpool. They're going to hit to front to take Man United on and on and on. So we wait and see how they're really going to come up and really do the needful for this club of Man United and really break us down. But I think we have all what it takes to really control that midfield. All we have to do is, if you have to go ahead and really approach the game like we approached it last time, we should kill off our chances. That is it. The problem we had last time was that when we got those chances, we failed to kill them off. So we have to kill off those chances such that when we invite pressure, we have a lot to defend for. Salah facing Bissaka, good player. He has gone ahead to score many goals, more than any other player in this fixture. Diaz left forward and Nunes leading the line. I think Liverpool is not all that threatening. That is it. And if you happen to lose, it will be us letting this game down. Kambwala is not a weak spot. He's a young, talented centre-back. That's why Ten Hag has gone ahead to obviously give him a go to start into the game of Man United. If he was not all that good, I tell you what, Ten Hag would have gone ahead to get Casemiro to play into the central defense and Scott McTominay to play in the double pivot with Kobe Mainoo. But because he's that good, Ten Hag has gone ahead to let him know that, please, I've gone ahead to give you a go to do the job. So I just wait to see how things are really going to pan out at Old Trafford. I've gone ahead to see Ten Hag speaking to the media, and I think a lot has been spoken in there for you. Now, for Jurgen Klopp, he says all the opponents we are facing are really difficult to play against. They have quality. United, obviously, we are ready to face the specific things they bring and to use it. That's normal football changes. So he's ready to do the job, and the owner of Man United has gone ahead, obviously coming through to be part of the game, and it looks like he is here to really look at United really doing that. That is Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Ten Hag said we need good pressing. That is the demand from the front line. Anthony went far in his physical outputs on Thursday. It's a big opportunity for Rashford. He should make the difference with his qualities he has to have a big impact. By the way, I've been surprised that Ten Hag has gone ahead to start Marcus Rashford, because for Anthony, he has not gone ahead to be playing very many games for the club of Man United. That really sent a thought in my mind that maybe he's going to be given a go, and because Rashford really had a very bad go there, he was not gonna get a starting slot, but I was going to get it, and Ten Hag is going to call in for his pressing and doing the needful very well. Ten Hag says there is anger from Thursday. We have to use that anger. We dropped far below standards in the final few minutes. That's what I was going to say, that we dropped very far off in the final few minutes as a side of Man United. Now, they've asked Melissa Reddy, she's called Melissa Reddy at Old Trafford, that why not Scott McTominay? She replied and said Scott McTominay has not been included in the match day squad against Liverpool due to injury. It is this 56th separate case of injury or illness that has ruled a player out for the club this season. So Scott McTominay is, by the way, I don't even notice that Scott McTominay is not on the bench. Oh, thanks to Melissa Reddy that I now know he's out. So he's out because of injury. And let's wait and see what's going to pan out. But that provides a chance for Amrabat to come in through and really do the job. And Amrabat should use these remaining games to prove to us that he's really that good, and to prove to the manager that, please, I'm better than Scott McTominay. Then Jamie Carragher is saying, I think the FA Cup game was a big lesson from that Liverpool team. There were 8 of them who had never played at Old Trafford before. I think that lesson will really help today. There was a stage in the second half of the game where it became almost a testimonial. That was a big mistake. They didn't kill the game off. I don't think they'll make that mistake again, because when you come to Old Trafford, you never feel safe. You never feel safe as a Liverpool player. Even if they are 2 up, within 15 minutes to go, something can still go wrong. You have always got to guard against that. But Liverpool should have confidence in knowing that if they play well, they should win the game. I think Carragher is having a very good point, but I tell you, I think the dimensions are different. If you think you're going to come out here and really boss us and really score like anyhow you want, not today, not today. The midfield you are facing last time never had Casemiro. It had Scott McTominay. Now, Casemiro is going to hit to take center stage, and I don't know what you people are going to come out and say. I think it's pretty good, and it's something very important for the club of Man United. So we wait and see how that pans out. But I tell you, it's going to be a highly contested fixture. Dominic, this is the problem I always have with Ten Hag. He doesn't appreciate his players. Why bench Anthony and play Marcus Rashford? For what reason? Oh my days. You will at a certain point, X, agree with Ten Hag that maybe you get Marcus Rashford in a game of this magnitude and see what his levels and what is he going to offer. That is it. If he's going to really offer something better, then better. And for a player that was given a chance off the bench and looked like he looked, if you're a manager, what do you have to do? I think the best thing for you to do is to get that player in to start and get a player off the bench like Anthony, who has gonna hit to show his potential that I'm really satisfied I can come in through and really kill off the game into your game of football. So I'm not this kind of person who always wants to look at something on one side. I try to flip the coin and find out what would be the thought running in Erik Ten Hag's head. He benched Marcus Rashford against Chelsea. He has gonna hit to give him a go to prove himself that he's really good to go and ready to create more and more and more for the club of Man United. So, in a game like this of this magnitude, I think he best understands our rivalry in between Liverpool and Manchester United. So he brings him on as one of the senior players that have been at the club of Man United since 2016 to do the job. I think it's only Luke Shaw that has been here longer than him. So he gets him in. He knows the history of the club. He knows what it means to obviously play against Liverpool. And he was like, you go and prove to me right. And silence those fans. But I understand your point. Anthony will come off the bench and do the job. That is it. Gordon Muhwezi, live from Barara, Western Uganda. Thank you for watching from Barara. Then Agaba William, Fernandez and Rashi should be rested. Why is a must for them to start every game lazy as they are? You know why these lazy players start? It's because we lack quality. If we make a very good overhaul at the club of Man United and bring in players that can hugely compete with Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford at the same level, these players will push them out of the starting 11. If not, these players will keep themselves in the starting 11 on merit, and they'll have to be pushed by the presence of such players. But it looks like Garnacho is trying, but again, we are not having a player who is doing magic at the right. That's why Garnacho is being played at the right. Imagine if at all Anthony picks up and Garnacho also picks up. Do you think Rashford will get a goal in the team of Man United? I doubt. He won't be getting a goal. Brian O'Willy, I hate Rashford and Bruno. Very, very lazy lads. Bruno full of complaints, obviously, and he doesn't really keep his cool on the field of play. So, as the game of football goes ahead to coming through to start, allow me end this poll and really see how you guys have gone ahead to vote. 66% United win, 20% Liverpool win, and 13% a draw. That's what my people here on the channel have gone ahead to vote for, and I call it an evening. We are going to return after the game of football is done and dusted, and we are going to be here to give you the best that you guys deserve. Rock and David is my